Hi guys! Today I'm covering the final test SP17 for a calculus course MTH 2207 at Baruch College. My goal is not to show you all the tricks and tips. My goal is to do this test as fast as I can. Normally, you are given 2 hours for your final, but I will do this one much faster. If you would like to learn all the tricks and tips and get detailed solutions to ace your math final at Baruch College, please click the link in the video description below. Also, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. So, let's do this. So, in the first problem, y is equal to x to the power of 3/2. We need to find dy, and x changes from 64 to 64.1. Alright, so the very first thing is dy dx is equal to 3/2 x to 1/2. Then I'm doing dy is equal to 3/2 x to 1/2 multiplied by dx. Now dy is equal to 3/2, x is 64, so 64 to 1/2, that's just square root of 64, times dx. The change here was 0.1, so times 0.1, 3/2 times 8 times 0.1. I can cancel this, so 12 times 0.1, that's just 1.2b. Next, find the critical numbers. Critical numbers for this one, all I have to do is find the first derivative and figure out when it does not exist or equal, or when the first derivative is equal to 0. So f prime of x is equal to, before I do this, I just say 4 minus x squared to 1/2. So this is equal to 1/2. 4 minus x squared times negative 1/2, and everybody forgets this, times the derivative of the inside, so times negative 2x. So if I rewrite this, this is 1/2 times 1 over 4 minus x squared times negative 2x, so 1. I can cancel this, so it's just negative x, and that's the square root. Negative x over 4 minus x squared. So then I'm just setting negative x equals 0, and I'm also setting the bottom negative 4 minus x squared equals 0. Here, this is just x equals 0. Here, I'm just raising this up to the second power, so 4 minus x squared equals 0. Therefore, x equals plus minus 2. So these are my answers, and it is D. Moving on. If for all real numbers f prime of x is greater than 0, f double prime of x is less than 0, which of the following curves could be the part of f of x? So it's actually pretty simple, despite the fact that it's kind of complicated. So we know that f prime of x is greater than 0. Therefore, it always has to be increasing, and it has to be concave downwards. So it is D. Next, if f of x is equal to x times ln of x squared, then dy dx. dy dx is the first derivative, and here we have a product rule. So we have to do the box method really fast. X ln of x squared, so the first derivative of x is 1. The first derivative of this guy is x squared prime over x squared, which is the same thing as 2x over x squared, which is the same thing as 2 over x. And then all I'm doing is just doing this thing. So it's equal to ln of x squared plus x times 2 over x, which is ln of x squared plus 2, which is a. Next, identify all the vertical horizontal asymptotes. Alright, so horizontal asymptotes immediately, top is less than the bottom in terms of exponents, so therefore the horizontal asymptote is 0. So it's either E or A. And then I have to figure out the vertical asymptote. So for that I need to simplify it. So I need to simplify the fraction. So here I have 4 times x minus 2, and the bottom is going to be x minus 2 times x plus 7. So I'm simplifying this. I have x plus 7 on the bottom equals 0, so x equals negative 7. So therefore it is A. Next, find the integral. Alright, so I clearly know that something is wrong. Chances are this guy is u. So u is equal to x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. And then du dx is equal 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. Magically, the thing on the top is just double that. So then here I'm solving for dx. So dx, I'm just flipping things out. I'm just flipping the sides. 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. And then let me just plug it in. So we got the integral of this crazy thing 6x squared plus 8x plus 2, and then over u, and then dx is du over this another crazy thing, 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. And then I can cancel this. It's clearly just 2. So now I got integral 2 over u du. And let me just move it here. So now I got 2 integral u to the negative 1 du. Therefore, this is equal to 2 ln u plus c. And u in my situation is x cubed plus 2x squared plus 2. So which one is that? It is E. Here we go. E. Next. Spherical balloon has its volume, so I know its related rates immediately. And we're given this. So I'm just going with that immediately. V is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed. And all I have to do is take the first derivative of both sides. So dv dt is equal to 4/3 pi times 3r squared, which is the same thing as dv dt. And of course I forgot dr dt right here. So which is equal to dv dt is equal to, cancel the 3's, 4 pi r squared dr dt. That's what I got. Now I just have to plug it correctly. So increasing the rate of 7 centimeters. So dv dt is 7. 4 pi is 4 pi. Radius is 10. 10 squared. And I have to find dr dt because that's my only unknown. So therefore dr dt is equal to 7 over 400 pi. And it is B. Boom. Next. The average value of f of x is equal to 1 over root x on the closed interval 1 and 4. Formula is 1 over b minus a integral from a to b of f of x dx. So I just do 1 over 4 minus 1 integral from 1 to 4. I rewrite this immediately, and my goal is just to find it really fast. So 1/4 actually. So already gonna find it. So 1/3 x to 1/2 over 1/2 1 to 4. There's no c, so this is just 1/3 times 2 over 1 x 1/2 1 to 4. So that's equal to 2/3 root 4 minus root 1. This is just 1, so the answer is 2/3 E. Moving on. For what value of x? This guy has a minimum at x equal -2. Minimum means the first derivative. So f prime of x is equal to 6x plus k. And that's supposed to be equal 0 at x equal -2. So 6 times -2. If you don't know what to do on the test, just take the first derivative. Chances are it's going to be the right answer or the right direction. So k is equal to 12. Boom. C. 10. An object is moving. Okay, great. So it has to do with velocity, has to do with this. So chance I have to do the integral. So all I have to do is do the integral 3t squared plus t dt. That is going to be equal t cubed plus t squared over 2 plus c. We know that s of 2 is equal to 3. So, and this guy right here is already s of t. So s of 2 equals 2 cubed plus 2 squared over 2 plus c equals 3. Therefore, 8 plus 2 plus c equals 3. So c is equal to -7. And therefore, the answer is t cubed plus t squared over 2 minus 7. And it's A. Next. The function has a relative max. Relative max up to the first derivative. F of x, f prime of x is equal to 3x squared minus 12x plus 9. Let me factor 3. I got x squared minus 4x plus 3. So there are lots of tricks that if you know how to do, this test becomes super easy. This is just 1 and 3. Now let me plug in, say, 0 into the first derivative. So 0 squared minus 4 times 0 plus 3 is positive. So therefore it's negative. I'm just flipping. And relative maximum is this guy right here. So x equal 1b. Next, I have to find the first derivative. Very simple. is just e to the 2x times 2 over x prime. So e to the 2x times 2x to the negative 1, so that's equal to prime. So that's equal e to the 2/3 times minus 2x to the negative 2. So e to the 2/3 minus 2 over x squared. Which answer is that? D. Moving on. Find the equation of the tangent line. Okay, so very simple steps. First step, f prime of x equal 6x squared. Step number 2, f prime of 2 is equal 6 times 2 squared, which is equal to 24. Third step, f prime of just f of 2, the original function, that's already given to us 17. And then final is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So y minus 17 equals the slope, which is 24, times x minus 2. So y minus 17 equals 24x minus 48. Again, I'm just using a whole bunch of tricks in this specific problem as well. And I think the answer is D. Next. All right, so this one is quite simple. We don't have to solve anything. We just have to set things up. We need to maximize the area. What's the area? Area is xy. So, and we need to maximize it. So the answer right here, just maximize xy. There's nothing else that will actually come anywhere close. So this is B. Boom. Don't even have to solve the problem. Find the absolute maximum on the interval. All right, so first of all, first step, f prime of x equals 3x squared minus 6x. You set that to 0. 3x times x minus 2 equals 0. There are two solutions, x equals 0, x equals 2, but the interval is negative 1 to 1, so we're rejecting this one. So now we got negative 1, 0, and 1, and these are the only ones you need to plug into the original. So f of negative 1 equals negative 1 cubed minus 3 times negative 1 squared, negative 1 minus 3 equals negative 4. F prime of 0 equals 0 cubed minus 3 times 0 squared equals 0. F of 1 equals 1 cubed minus 3 times 1 squared equals negative 2. So clearly this is the answer. C. Next. Find x squared plus x. Alright, so have to use the rock method. Row by column. 4, 1, 2, minus 1. Multiplied by 4, 1, 2, minus 1. Right now we're doing the x squared, so I'm doing that. So this is matrix 2 by 2, 2 by 2, so therefore these guys matches, so it's going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. So 4 times 4, 16, 2 times 1, 18, boom. Next, 1 times 4, 4, minus 1 times 1, 3, well, negative 1, so 4 plus negative 1, 3. Then we got 4 times 2, 8, minus 2, 6, and final 2 plus 1, 3. All right, so and then from here you add up the original 4, 1, 2, minus 1, you get 22, 8, 4, 2, and the answer is C. Next, the graph is shown below from negative 4 to 5, and which interval is the graph of the function f increasing? Make sure it's f prime, guys. Just make sure. So it's the f prime of x. So the function will be increasing as long as f prime of x is above 0. So it's above 0 on this interval right here between 1 and negative 1 and 3. A. Next. Here we have to simplify it. All right. So instead of delta x, let's just call it h for now, because otherwise it's too confusing. So we have to find f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Delta x is too messed up. So f of x plus h will equal 2x plus h squared plus x plus h. I'm just plugging that in. So that's going to be 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared. And again, bunch of tricks. So that's my f of x plus h. So let me just do the numerator first. 2x squared, I'm just plugging stuff in here. 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared plus x plus h minus 2x squared minus x. Do not forget to expand the minus over h. I cancel these, cancel that. And my final answer, I'm just canceling h on each one, so it's 4x plus 2h plus 1. Now h is not h is delta x. So 4x plus 2 delta x plus 1, so 18 is A. Next, the graph, okay. So we know that we need to find this piece right here between 2 and 3. Okay, and that's going to be very, very interesting. Now we know that the area right here is 1. And we know that between -1 and 3, this whole kind of thing, is equal to 3/2. So therefore, when we take the integral, everything that is positive is positive, everything that is negative is negative. So we pretty much got a plus b plus c equals 3/2. Now a is 1, but it's going to be counted as -1. B is 3 right here. And then c is what we have to find, is equal to 3/2. So 2 plus c equals 3/2. So c is equal to -1/2. It is A right here. Next, find the solutions to the system of linear equations. Let's do the matrix and use the Gauss Jordan. 1, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 7. So I have to do row 2 equals row 2 minus 2 row 1. So my row 1 stays the same, 1, 1, 3, 2. And this guy is going to be 2 minus 2, that's 0. 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 6 minus 4, 7 minus 4, 3. And then I have to turn this guy into 0. So I have to say row 1 equals row 1 minus row 2. So my row 2 stays the same, 0, 1, -4, 3. And my row 1 is 1, 0. And I'll do, say, 7. And I'll do -1. Right? So I'm just subtracting the rows. So now my goal is to say x plus 7z equals -1. And y minus 4z is equal 3. So my x equals -7z minus 1. My y is equal to 4z plus 3. My z is equal to z. That's my final answer. And let me just find which one of these will work. It looks like it's C. Next, find the derivative. Very simple. 3 times 4x squared plus 1 to the power of 2 times 8x. And I'm just matching these guys. 24x times 4x squared plus 1 squared. The answer is E. Next, implicit differentiation. Add the point to 1. Great, same thing as we've done in one of the previous problems. dy dx, that's what we need to find. So I'm just taking the derivative of both sides. So 6x plus, here I have to do the box, but I'll do it in my head. 2x dy dx plus 2y minus 4y dy dx equals 0. And I'll just plug in immediately. So 12 plus 4 dy dx plus 2 minus 4 dy dx equals 0. I just plugged in 2 and 1. I'm grouping these guys in. So 14. And obviously I messed up somewhere. 2 times 2 is so when I did 4y squared, it was supposed to be 8y, and then I'm plugging 1 for 8, so it's 8. So 14 minus 4 dy dx equals 0. So 14 equals 4 dy dx, and therefore dy dx equals 14 over 4, which is just 7/2 E. Next, the graph, concave downward. Concave downward means second derivative. So f prime of x equals 4x cubed minus 18x squared plus 24x plus 4. F double prime of x equals 12x squared minus 36x plus 24. Let's factor 12. So it's x squared minus 3x plus 2. And then this guy will be x minus 1, x minus 2. Number line 1 and 2, these are the solutions. X equals 0, and we plug in then where back into the second derivative. So 0 squared minus 3 times 0 plus 2, so that's positive. That's yet another trick. So now move downward. Move downward is between 1 and 2, so that's B. Next, 24. Find integral of e to the 2x. better to say that 2x equals u, and then du dx equals 2. Therefore, dx equals du over 2. So therefore, this turns into 0 and 1. E to the u times du over 2. That's 1/2 integral 0 1 eu du. So that's equal 1/2 e to the u from 0 to 1, but 0 and 1 relates to u, not to x, not to u. So 1/2 e to the 2x 0 1. So 1/2 e to the 2 minus e to the 0. E to the 0 is 1, so that's equals 1/2 e squared minus 1, and the answer is A. And next is 25th. The final one for the non-calc. So given the function, state which one is continuous. Great. So I'm just plugging in the intervals directly. So 2 squared plus 1, that's 5. Here that's 8. And here this is 6 minus 1. That's equal 5. So pretty much I have discontinuity right here at x equal 2. And the answer is... so discontinuity at 2, so I was about to solve to select this, but it said continuous, so continuous everywhere but 2, so it's E. And at this point of time, we're now ready to move to the calculator section. So let's do that. Boom. Time for us to move here. All right, so these sections overall are a little bit easier if you really know what to do. And there's a huge misunderstanding when it says calculator. Lots of people think calculator only, but pretty much if you write stuff out, sometimes it can also help you out. Anyways, the position function of a particle given by this. Okay, find velocity. So I know that v of t is the first derivative s prime of t. So all I have to do is to find the first derivative of the s. So that's going to be t cubed minus 1.5 t squared minus 2t comma t. Boom. So that's my derivative, and now I'm setting that equal to what? So this guy has to be equal to 166 comma t, and has to give me some answers. So t is equal to 8 or t is equal to 7. So reach a velocity of 166. What am I doing wrong? Let me just read this again. The position. Okay. So what am I doing wrong is I'm not seeing things. It says t is equal to 8 or t is equal to -7. So t is equal to 8. That's a clear answer right here. Oops. That's a clear answer right here. So the answer is B. Next, the function, this has a horizontal tangent line. Horizontal tangent lines means we have to find the first derivative. In order for us to find the first derivative, we just do this. 3x squared plus x minus 2 all over e to the x, comma x. Let's do this. And then we set that equals 0. So solve equals 0. So again, bunch of tricks here, which will help you do the test faster. And these are the answers. So diamond enter. So 213, 135, and this guy. So pretty much it's closer to B. It's closer to B. All right. Next, total cost C of x in dollars for producing. What's the maximum profit? So, and sold for 6. So we need to find the profit function first. Profit is equal to revenue minus cost. Revenue in this situation is 6x. Cost is minus 0.01 x cubed minus 0.6x squared plus 13x, and we have to put the brackets. So let me expand this first. 6x minus 0.01 x cubed plus 0.6x squared minus 13x. My goal is to make sure, this is my profit function, my goal is to make sure I do not have parentheses when I'm typing this into the calculator, because parentheses will kill me. So 6x minus 0.01, everything else except for the parentheses I leave out. Again, some tricks here. Minus 13x comma x, and then we set that equal 0 equals 0 comma x, Boom. So, okay. So we got at what is the maximum profit if each item is sold for $6? So we got X equal 32.9099 or X equal 7.09006. One of those is the maximum, one of those is the minimum. I literally don't have time. So what I'll do is I will just plug it in. I'll plug both and see which one is higher. Because I'm on the test. I don't care. X equal, well, and I'll just type it in then. 39.9099. And the other one is 709,006. Clearly it's 63.33. So that's A. 28A. Next. Evaluate limit. Limits are pretty simple. Limit. And just make sure you put all the brackets, all the parentheses. So x to the fourth minus 81 over x minus 3 comma x comma 3. Boom, boom. 108. D. Solve the system of equations. Just to make sure I don't make any mistakes, again, calculator section, you still better write stuff out. Because if you don't, you might be making simple mistakes and you just don't have time for this. Now here I have to solve it, so I'll just type in R, R, E, F, and let's do this, guys. So we got 2 minus 3, 5, 10, then semicolon, 4, 1, 1, see, negative 1, 4, and then another semicolon, 3, 2, 0, 5. Boom. So we got 25 19th, 10 19th, and 34 19th. Seems like it's D. Next. Calculate. So it's pretty much the same thing here. So I already typed it in. So instead of me retyping, it's also the same matrix, 3 by 3, same size. So I don't want to retype. I'll just change the numbers. Much easier that way. So just have to make sure I don't make any mistakes while retyping. So it's 1, 4, 3. Here it is 2, 5, 1. And here it is 3, 7, 1. And then I'm raising that to the negative power. Well, great. So how about I put the brackets? Boom. Great again. So I got, let's just do it again. So I got 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1, and 3, 7, 1. So I just had an extra thing. So it's 2, negative 17, 11. It seems like it's C. Next. Find the coordinate of inflection points. Okay, inflection points. All I have to do is do the second derivative. And yet another trick. I even got to show some of them, actually. Because my goal is to be fast. So I can double check my work. So, boom, that's my second derivative right away. And then I do solve. So I didn't do twice the derivative, I just did it once. Very nice trick, solving it to 0, setting it to 0, and solving for it. So x equal negative 2, 1, 1. What did I do wrong? Because unless there's an answer like this. Negative 2, 1, 1, 6, 8, 3, D. Right here. See it now. Good. Given the demand curve and the supply curve, find the producer's surplus when the market is in equilibrium. So this problema needs to be taken into closer consideration, and this is one of those problems where you absolutely have to start writing stuff. So first of all, I have to set these guys equal. 35 minus x squared equals 3 plus x squared. Now I'm going to solve anything myself because we do have a calculator. 35 minus x squared equals 3 plus x squared comma x. So I need to solve and need to find. So there are two answers, but clearly x equals 4, and then I need to find the y. 35 minus x squared, and then x equal 4. So here we got y, in this case p, equals 19. All right, now the formula goes like this. It's px minus 0,4 of the producer surplus, which is 3 plus x squared dx. So that's equal to 76 minus 0,4, 3 plus x squared dx. And I will just put it in. So integral, such a cool word. 3x squared comma x comma 0 comma 4, boom. So it's 76 minus that, and I need the exact. So 42.66. So it's B. All right, 2 more to go and be done. The cost function, okay, find the average cost. For what value of x is the average cost minimized? Great. So what's my average cost? 2x squared minus 3x plus 5 over x. And that's what I'm minimizing. So I'm doing the derivative of 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. Make sure you divide by x before you take the derivative, otherwise your answer will not be correct. And then you're setting that thing to 0. So this thing is equal to 0 comma x, boom. And obviously we need to make sure, yeah. So here we got 1.58, 1.58, and that answer is going to be E. The multiple choices are not here, but it's matching. And last but not least, what is the area enclosed by the graph? Okay, good. So here we got two sections. We got this section. Let's start with that section first. Clearly the line is beneath. So this integral is integral from 1 to 2, and we got the x cubed minus 8x squared plus 18x minus 5 minus x plus 5. Right, that's our first integral, and the second one is going to be the other way around. It's between 2 and 5, so 2, 5. Line is on top, x plus 5 minus x cubed minus 8x squared plus 18x minus 5 dx. All I have to do, plug into the calculator, and we're done. We are done with this. So, all right, x cubed minus 8x squared plus 18x minus 5. So if you know what to do, this test is not that difficult, but you have to know what to do. Comma 1 comma 2, boom. So that's 7 over 12. And then the second one, so this part is 7 over 12, and the second part, and again, I'm not showing any tricks. My goal is just to pretty much show, if you know the tricks, this test is simple. If you know what to do, you really are going to ace it. It's not a question. 18x minus 5 comma x comma 2 comma 5. Boom, 11.25. All I have to do is add these two guys up. Right, so I'll just do 7 over 12 plus 11.25, boom, 11.83, that's B. Very, very simple stuff. So thank you very much for watching. Again, my goal was not to show you all the tricks and tips. My goal was to do this test as fast as I can. If you would like to learn those tricks and tips and get detailed solutions, not fast solutions, but detailed solutions, to ace your math final at Baruch College, please click the link in the video description below. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. Thank you guys. Bye.